This is me recording George while he drives. He is not using the camera. I am holding it for him. Ha 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 ha.
My wife is insane. Okay, folks. My wife has decided she doesn't want people to see her, so she'll be secret when you finally meet her in person at an event of mine or something. Am I in the frame this time, honey?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, you're holding it worse. See, I'd even hold it further than that. So I'm much better. Ha! All right. So this is going to try to end the last two videos that you've seen and give you information of what's going on.
Hold on. I want everybody to see in the background. We are progressing here in Bakersfield, and they are building another freeway. So we will now have 2 whole freeways through Bakersfield. Okay.
Okay, so dealing with Wrestle Reunion 5, sorry, the match with Jake the Snake Roberts that my friend wrestled, Sin Bodhi. It went very well. He got his butt kicked by Jake the Snake. Surprise! But in so doing, the pyro that we used, what happened is I put Sin on top of my shoulders, and we walked out in the middle of the thing, and he lit the firecrackers off. In so doing, he burnt his thumb because he's dumb, and he was wearing a sheer nightgown that I think he stole from his wife, and the firecrackers blew all over the place, and they were hitting the top of my head. One went into my ear canal. I'm still having ringing sound to this day, and this is like a week later.
Okay, so where was he?
He was on my shoulders.
Oh, okay.
So the firecrackers were raining down on my head. And I have a couple little marks. Luckily, I have hair right now, but tomorrow I have to shave it off.
Okay,
and so you're going to see
you
little
were
marks.
Brilliant enough to put somebody on your shoulders, knowing they were going to light firecrackers.
But the thing is, I thought he had rigged the firecrackers a certain way, and the way he does it is not real safe. So if you're seeing this, Sin, no, you're not. So what's funny is after the match, I looked at his sheer nightgown that he was wearing on top. Yeah, there's burnt holes all through it. The firecrackers ate it like Swiss cheese. So, quite funny. Basically, I didn't interfere in the match. We made a decision that it was just, I was going to bring him out and then get him later in case he lost, which he did. Everything was very good. I enjoyed myself. I met a lot of great people. I met Raven, formerly from TNA. Had great conversations with him about stand-up comedy and everything else. I met one of Sin's friends, who was one of the original Brood from WWE and eventually TNA. He now has a wrestling school in LA, so it was quite interesting chatting with him and his wife. But other than that, I didn't get really any photos with any wrestlers or anything because Sin kind of informed me later that it just wouldn't be prudent, which kind of hurt my feelings since he kind of got me all excited about it. So Fanboy got really sad on the way home. So it was kind of disappointing because I was expecting to have Jake pull a sword out of my throat and all this stuff, and it didn't happen. So Fanboy's sad, and life does go on. I received an email from a friend of mine who was all excited that I'm into pro wrestling now. I am not in wrestling. I love wrestling, and trust me, I would love to wrestle. In fact, when I was touring with Zamora the Torture King and his traveling stunt show in Canada many, many years ago, I'd say almost 13 years ago, I was offered to go to one of the wrestling schools for free. And my wife informed me that I would be turning that down.
1.8
So,
miles, then turn
if
left.
I ever did wrestle, I'd be going to this wrestling school in LA with the Brood because, you know, he'd beat the crap out of me and laugh at me at the same time, so it could be fun. But I am not a pro wrestler. I am in the process of doing stuff with Sin Bodhi. We're trying to bring a collection of wrestling and sideshow together. He's been doing it in his own way with the Dynamite Death Monkeys, and
You need to get over.
I'm going to be trying to do it a completely different way, and we're going to bring them together. It's kind of like the Freak and Wrestling Connection. Very similar to the Rock and Roll Connection, Wrestling Connection that was done with Cyndi Lauper and Hulk Hogan. But Sin doesn't look like Hulk Hogan, and I hope I don't look like Cyndi Lauper. But she is so unusual and hot. Still. Sorry, honey. I have to admit it. So basically we're going to be working on a show that combines both of our strong points and causing people to really look at a new type of show. So I did a show at a high school winter formal at our local theater, which is called Rabobank Theater, and it went very well. The guy gave me my check before I even performed, which is always a plus. So anyone booking a performer, always give them their check first. It makes them happy. The only problem, and I didn't find this out till after I turned the check in, the gentleman forgot to sign the check.
Moron.
So, one, Nimrod for not signing it. But two, I'm an idiot because I know I should check because this is the second time I've had someone give me a check without signing it.
Second.
So,
I think there's been a couple more times than that.
shut up, honey. It's only two in my eyes. Don't make it worse than it is. So,
You're supposed to be an honest gentleman.
yes, I'm honest that I'm an idiot. Okay, leave me alone. So we're going to the place right now to get the check signed. So I don't have bouncy happen to me, and my wife doesn't beat me. I was trying to do this without her knowing it, but you know it's really hard when she's holding the video camera.
Now, just so you know, I'm going to add a small little tidbit because George likes, for some reason, to do all of these in the car.
Arriving at destination on left.
This will be the person that you will hear often. I've named her Bridget, but George, I think, wants to call her Darla. So we don't quite know what her name is yet. Maybe everybody can, decide what we should name her. Bridget, Darla, or maybe offer some other names. But this will be the sweet little lady that you will hear in the background quite often, since George must do these all in the car. I don't know. My husband's weird.
It's not that it's comfortable. I'm on the way to doing something. I can just park, do it real fast, and go on.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it while driving anymore because I was given a lecture. The only time I'll do it driving is if I have someone else holding the cam.
Okay.
So there.
My other question is then, you hate being in the car. So
Yes.
you're now going to spend what is going to be your new life in the car.
Okay, I hate the car. Yes, I hate driving. But I do a lot of driving in my business. And so this is my office.
Oh, okay.
My office.
You're lucky I love you. Yeah. So here we are. Freestyle Entertainment. It's on the door. I don't know if you can see it. George walking in to get his check signed so he doesn't get in trouble so the bills can be paid. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, yes, let me get that signed.
Yes, have him sign it now.
Off she goes.
I'm like, what the heck? They called me and I was like, I didn't check the check. And then the paper says that counts. They said you sign that and then I'll be fine.
Well, we were hoping, see, I didn't sign it because I was hoping you'd just see it and be like, forget it, and just
Yeah, not that nice. Anyone knows me knows I'm not that nice.
How did it go?
It was good. It was interesting. High school winter formals are always really bizarre.
I've actually got a couple of other events coming up as well. I don't remember if I mentioned you on the phone, but in April,
Okay.
one for Era Energy's company picnic. It's a circus theme,
That's good.
and so they want a character
Yeah.
as fire breather, sword swallower type thing. As
We
well.
gotcha.
And then the other one is April 30th, another prom, which
That's
is
fine.
the same as winter formal. So
Winter formal prom. Who for this year? This time?
that one will be Frontier High School.
Frontier. Okay.
A lot
Man,
of
I've almost done every high school now.
Yeah.
I got a sword swallow. I got the International Sword Swallowing Day on the 26th.
There is such a thing.
It's the 5th annual International Sword Swallowing Day. Yes, and that's the same month as eating disorders.
Oh, well, there you go.
So basically, we have a lot of sword swallowers all swallow at 2:20. What is it?
220. It's whatever.
2:26.
It's whatever day it falls
Yeah,
on.
226.
So this
at
year it's on the
2:26,
26th.
On the 26th, at Ripley's, at all the different Ripley's, people there'll be sword swallowers. We're gonna have like 6 or 7 in Hollywood at the Ripley's
Wow.
in Hollywood.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll set their record this time
Yeah,
on the
trying
most
to
sword
beat-
swallowers.
We're trying to beat
New York.
New York usually gets around 6 or 7, so we're trying to beat them. We're trying to bring 8 or 9
Sword swallowers.
What
32,
happens when you
33.
gag?
And you go to the hospital.
Last year he went to the hospital.
Not last.
Spent,
few
yes.
few months later, it wasn't.
Oh,
at
that's
this-
right,
it was
that's right.
In
It
July,
was-
I did it. In July,
No,
I punctured
May.
I punctured my esophagus.
Oh,
I put the
no.
sword down wrong. I was sick. I wasn't feeling good. My throat had been raw, and when I put the sword down, it kind of scraped it and just jabbed through a little bit. So I ended up spending a week at Mercy Southwest.
He has
It's-
fallen off a stage with
I
an.
fell off a stage with it and did not hurt myself. I'm still stunned on that one. I fell straight backwards. I went to bend down to show the sword, and my foot went off the stage, and I went back with it, landed on the one foot like this, pulled the sword out, freaked out. I thought it was dead. Then I've had what was it? I had someone bump into me one time. I had a hand balancer fall on me
Oh no.
and hit me on the side, and luckily I flicked it out. I've had a girl yank the sword out while I was bent over
Why'd you do that?
because she was mean and evil. She was a teenager. What do you expect from girls when they're a teenager? They're not nice.
Oh,
No,
are
what
they-
was
are
is-
they ever nice?
No, they were scared. What happened is I do a thing where I put a sword down my throat, I bend over, I kneel, and I have someone pull it out. And I'm always aware of it. Well, my partner at the time, he went for the really cute girl instead of looking for someone that looked like they weren't scared to death. And she turned out to be a 10-year-old girl. And so she was with her little clan, and she wasn't listening to anything he said. The minute I bent over to show the audience and I was coming back to the other side, she grabbed it and yanked it. Luckily, my hand grabbed it, stopped her from completely thrashing me, but I had to eat Jell-O for a week.
Yay.
And I've been doing sword swallowing for almost 18 years.
Yeah.
I just finally hurt myself last year. So I'm doing pretty good,
Yeah,
I
that's a
think.
pretty good record. So I need
Knock
another
on
18 years.
fake linoleum. Yeah.
Yeah, I need another 18 years before that happens.
I'm hoping longer than that. I'm not allowed to do it again. My insurance won't cover it now. They said
Really?
one time they'll do it. They won't do it the second time.